Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys. What are you talking about?
Hey everyone, welcome into the Arena, Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast, episode 128. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burleman Gaming. Burley, did you hear about Sony buying Tesla today?
Yes. I think this is what we call an April Fool's.
Yes, April Fool. I mean, I don't know if you heard about that, but
I saw that some people were reporting it as real. But the real news is Microsoft has dropped out. It's only going to be Sony and Nintendo for consoles.
Yeah. Can you believe that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, happy April Fools, everybody. And welcome into the show. And we got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about Nintendo. We're going to be talking about PlayStation tonight as well in this episode. And of course, our picks of the week. And our topic of the show, of course, talking about the biggest games of April. So we're going to be talking about that as well. So, and of course, next up, we're going to be talking about the games that we've been playing this past week. But before we do that, here is a brief word about where you can find the podcast in video and audio formats.
To discuss what they have been playing, this episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast's ad-free version in audio and video formats, will be going to Patreon after being recorded. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry Tier 1 level at $1 per month and get every episode including exclusive ad-free post-show content in video format when recorded, please visit patreon.com/thearena_podcast for further details. The audio version of the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, and in the video version will be on our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. For the audio version, just download your favorite podcast app and search for The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called The Arena Podcast, where you can join and chat with the Arena Podcast community, and the podcast audio website is at thearenapodcast.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. For all information regarding the podcast and our entertainment and pop culture related content, along with our blog and forums, visit the official website of The Arena Productions at www.thearenaproductions.com. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at The Arena, AMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at The Arena_podcast. Now, back to the show.
Okay, Burley. I'm still playing with Horizon Forbidden West because Burning Shores is coming out. We're going to be talking about that later on in the show. But just like last week, I'm still playing Horizon Forbidden West. I'm jumping on all those tall necks and just roaming around and just being fascinated by how beautiful the scenery is in this game. Obviously, I mean, just like in Zero Dawn. I mean, just the sky and like the sunsets and the sunrises are so beautiful in the game. I mean,
and the water when you go into the water and some of the spots. Oh
yes. Yeah, I've been going back to like San Francisco Bay and swimming a little bit and just roaming around and doing anything and everything, just preparing for Burning Shores. So I'm looking forward to that. But just Horizon Forbidden West I've been playing again this week. But I'm thinking about getting back into Zelda, and we're going to be talking about Zelda pretty soon here. We'll talk about that later. But Horizon Forbidden West for me. How about you, Burley?
I've been playing a few different games. I'm still working on Fire Emblem Engage on my personal time. I actually got a little bit of time last night, played and got through another chapter. Really enjoying it. Carl, you should pick it up. It's better than Three Houses.
Yes, our other co-host, Turn-Based Carl, he's away this week. So in our next episode, he will be back. So
yeah. I've also been playing Resident Evil 4 Remake. I started that up.
Nice.
First things first, don't play it on the Steam Deck. It does not work on the Steam Deck very well.
And on our YouTube channel here, the Arena Productions, you could check out Burley's short video that he put up for that. Yes, for Resident Evil 4. Should you play it on the Steam Deck? So you just got his answer right there. But anyway, so.
but still watch the short
because
you'll see you watching it, you'll see what I mean,
right.
And then you go, oh,
yeah.
But I've been playing it. It is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It still has the RE4 feel, but they have changed a few things. Like the first thing is the knife mechanic. The knife, your knife breaks. It has durability. You do get a lot of knives around, so there is that. You will always, so you're not, if your knife breaks, you're not totally screwed. But they got rid of a lot of the powerful melee attacks that you would have. Because you used to get a lot of button props. If a lot surrounded you, you'd have do the spin kick and knock them all around. You don't have that. It's only now, like if you shoot them a certain way, they'll put their head down, and then it's like you get the prompt X for melee, and then you can do a little attack. But one of the things I actually did like that they added is these request system. You'll after, I think it's in chapter 2 they start. You'll see these little blue pieces of paper, and it's a request. You pick it up, and it'll tell you do this action in this chapter in this area. If you do these and you go bring them to the merchant, you get this type of gems. They can't use you don't use them to just buy, like you can't sell the gems, but what you do is you trade them back to the merchant, and you can get like one of them's a herb to help increase your health. You can get a special pistol. Map for all the treasures in the area, laser sight, all sorts of little goodies. So it is really worth doing it.
Okay. Nice.
But and you mentioned the other game, Breath of the Wild. I've been going back and retrying that game. There's stuff I like with this game. I'm trying to finish it, and there's stuff I don't. The biggest two things I hate: motion controls. I hate because one of the shrines. One of them is, those old little like labyrinth things of get the ball moved and tilt a ball to get it to the right hole. Yeah. One of those, I end up cheesing it because the motion controls, and I'm not playing with the Joy-Cons. I'm playing with my 8-bit Duo controller, which is like basically like an SNES pad. So I end up doing, just to cheese it easier, is flipping it over, and then it would get rid of all the holes and just be like a normal platform with a little ramp. And I just did that and hawking my controller, looking like a complete idiot while doing it, and eventually getting the puzzle done.
Nice.
And the weapon durability. You break weapons way too
Everything
early.
Everything breaks. Yeah. So.
And like you'll get a decent sword. Am I going to get 5-6 hits out of this? Yeah. And now, like when you do like some of the test of strength shrines, you're like, okay, now I got to really be careful of, do I want to use this weapon? I got to now save weapons for these kind of shrines, my better weapons.
Right.
Just so I can get those orbs to increase my health, increase my stamina to have better chances.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, since we're talking about Zelda, Burley, let's go ahead and get into the first story. So our weekly news beat. So we got basically a 10-minute gameplay trailer from Nintendo on the next Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom. And it's interesting that it took them so long to release the title of this new game, because Nintendo basically thought that if we release the name, they feel the name is giving up too much.
Yeah. Which
is interesting. We really don't know much about the story of this game yet. We really don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead and I have the trailer, and we're going to play it for you, and we're going to talk about some of the things within the game. So let me go ahead and get it started for all of you video viewers here. So here you can see it now here.
Yep.
So basically, Burley, Link here, he's still in Hyrule. But
Yeah.
from what's going on in this game, it seems like Hyrule is just broken into just chunks that are in the sky. So when I'm looking at this and when I'm reading about the things that are going on in Tears of the Kingdom, it kind of reminds me of, it's a completely different game, but the game Control, where lots of things are just like floating in the air. Obviously, Link is not going to have the skills that the main protagonist has in Control, where she can float up to particular places. Of course, Link, he's going to have like almost like a drone to fly around. He's going to be using what is it, that kind of like a parachute type
paraglider?
Of paraglider. I'm sorry, yes, a paraglider again in this game. So what are your thoughts on the 10-minute clip and what they showed here?
I've got a few different feelings on this. Like, this here is cool, this new ruin, because we're all wondering, how am I going to get up?
Yeah.
How am I going to get up there? And they're like, yeah, rocks and shit are just going to fall from time to time, and you can use this recall ruin to get yourself up.
Yeah, like almost like an elevator in a sense. Yeah.
They said there are other ways to get up too, so I'm going to be interested to see.
Yeah.
But as we can, like, they've shown a few new ruins. Like, shortly we're about to get into where they're going to show stuff to address the weapon durability, which I like and hate at the same time. It's a ruin where you're fusing stuff. So you're fusing, like, you can fuse a rock in your lance together. And it's like, it makes a new weapon. But it's like, okay, that's cool and all, but this is just like, you're still, so that means I got to constantly keep finding stuff and be like, okay, my lance is about done. Combine, use the ruin. Wait for the ruin to recharge. Do that again. And manage the inventory, because the inventory system is very limited in Breath of the Wild. Like, you have to go to you got to find the Korok seeds and find all the Korok seeds to go to the Korok and get your inventory increased. Like, I increased a bit on my playthrough so far the year of just Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And it's like, do I really want to sit and redo that? They haven't shown that. If we're going to have to redo all that. And like the shrines, we don't know about the shrines. Like,
well, from what they're saying about this game, it's quite dark.
Yeah.
It's quite dark, where they're it's almost like they're in caves a lot of the time. But the new feature when it comes to the weapons, this new fusion ability, I think gamers are going to like that a lot. And it will probably make the weapons more durable. They probably won't break as quickly.
Yeah, like the fuse mechanic, like that from what it shows, like here, that I know it will be fun to do, but it still doesn't, in my mind, fully take away the weapon durability problem.
Yeah,
because now I'm gonna have to be like, okay, because the thing is, like, rocks on Breath of the Wild, I will use them and pick them up and chuck them at enemies and stuff. But now I got to remember, okay, my weapon's almost dead. I got to combine it with a rock.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, Burley, there's maybe some gamers out there that are new to this series that are going to pick up Tears of the Kingdom, and it'll be the first, Zelda game they've ever played. Should they play Breath of the Wild first, or could they? Do you think they could jump into this without playing Breath of the Wild?
Since the game's not out, I'm just only going to take my guess on this, my own thoughts. If you're into open world games like this, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
If you are not into open world games, don't make this your first Zelda. There are better games in the Zelda series that I feel you could start off with.
Okay.
Like, I would recommend Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time, which I think you can get on the Switch through the through their subscription service.
Yeah.
I think those are two better examples that can have you. But I do like this, combining the horn with your arrows to make homing shots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is cool to me because like I suck at the archery. I suck at my aiming and all that. I'm not ashamed to admit it. So having this to help me, I'll take any advantage like that. And it's nice because like some of these items in Breath of the Wild is like I don't really find a use, and it's like, why am I picking these up? So me making encounters. Okay, if I'm killing these enemies, I'm getting stuff I can use to help me with future encounters. Great. And we're seeing more of the guardian-like creatures of the ancient technology out there, in the world. That is neat to me.
Yeah.
But this game, I'm just wondering if this game is just going to feel like Breath of the Wild 1.5, where it's got some features that are added in, but it's not enough to make it like a sequel. Like the crafting stuff, I think people, kids and stuff are going to like it. And adults are, because of like the whole Minecraft thing, because they've shown other stuff like you can build stuff like building your raft here. I think it's just about to do.
Yeah, it's coming up, I think. So, yeah. And the file size for this game is 18.2 gigabytes.
Which it's a lot for a Switch game. But you talk to any other gamer on a modern on the PlayStation and Xbox.
Right. It's like an indie game. Yeah. It's like an indie game.
Because like God of War was like what 70 something 80 gigs. God of War Ragnarok. It's like frig. It's only 18 gigs. I love that.
Oh yeah.
But and
so
must admit the Switch they showed off, the Switch OLED with for this does look really nice.
Yeah. Now, how do you feel, Burley, about the price being $70 now for this game?
Wow.
So it's going to cost $70.
70 American, 89 Canadian. So 100 with tax here.
Yeah, and the collector's edition, $129.99. So so it includes a physical copy of Tears of the Kingdom, an art book, steelbook case, an Icon Art steel poster, and 4 pins.
Well, the steel poster is nice. Like, I really like the Fire Emblem one. Engage gave you a lot. Like, it gave you the giant, like a nice art book, postcards, steel book, and all this, and a bunch of other stuff. And it was around a little bit cheaper, I think.
Yeah.
The collector's edition does look appealing. Hey, good luck getting it, because I had a friend that got one, and they have gone. I know they're out of stock here in Canada. I imagine in the US.
And the amiibo for this will cost $16. So yeah,
21 here for that.
Yeah.
The amiibo looks cool. I had a chance to pre-order it, but I was like, I'm still iffy on this game. I'll be completely honest. Even before the price upgrade, like I want to finish the first game, and then I kind of want to hear from people and see more of this game.
Yeah.
Because I want to know, like, okay, if we're bringing up the sky thing is neat, but it's still, I'm wanting dungeons. The shrine, some of the, like, because the problem is the shrines, so the ones that are really good. And then you've got like the shrines that are like, or suck, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And those ones tear down the really good ones. And it's like, I'm hoping they're going to bring back dungeons, but I figure they'll do shrines. If they're going to do shrines again, please no motion control crap. Let's just, I think we can all agree. How would you rather do the puzzles? Motion controls or with the buttons?
Yeah. The game does look beautiful though. To me, it looks a lot like Breath of the Wild. I mean, still. Yeah. I mean, like you're saying, is this going to be, Breath of the Wild 1.5? But I'm just interested in the story. I mean, what is the story going to, have that's interesting and similar to Breath of the Wild in a sense. I mean, I'm really looking forward to learning more about what's going to go on with Zelda and Link here. So
Link and Ganon. Unfortunately, since I don't know the ending of Breath of the Wild, I can't. And I think that's why they haven't showed so much on the story and stuff, because they don't want to spoil for people that finished.
Exactly.
Didn't finish the game.
Yeah. So, but yeah, looks very pretty. So for sure. Alrighty.
All right.
Yeah. So that was yes, Zelda, of course. So yeah, we'll be of course looking forward to that. It comes out on May 12th.
Yep.
So yeah, May 12th. So
and we'd love to hear from people. Is this something you're going to pick up? Is this something you're going to wait on? Love to hear what your thoughts on Trails of the Kingdom are.
Yeah. So are you
Tears of the Kingdom?
Tears of the Kingdom, yes, Tears of the Kingdom. Are you going to be playing it day one? Let us know in the comments. Yes. So. Yeah. All right, Burley. Story 2. We saw this coming from a mile away. And E3 has been canceled, and this is not an April Fool's
I am
joke.
shocked. I am shocked. No kidding.
Yeah. So every major, of course, company, Microsoft and PlayStation, Nintendo, they pulled out. Ubisoft recently pulled out.
Yeah.
And it's to the point now where they should just make E3 like an indie showcase. Now out here in Japan, the Tokyo Game Show, which is not actually in Tokyo, it's in Makuhari, which is in Chiba Prefecture. But they call it Tokyo Game Show because everybody knows Tokyo. Nobody knows Chiba. Out in the West, I should say. But out here for TGS, I mean, most of the booths now are for indie developers, the majority of them now, or for mobile gaming. So I'm thinking, well, E3, obviously, Microsoft doesn't want to go anymore. They don't want to spend a lot of money, paying for booth space and all. Same with PlayStation, same with Nintendo. What's that?
I said it's not only just the booths; it's all because the hotels know this is happening. They jack their hotel rights.
Yeah,
so
it's and like airfares. Yeah,
it's all those costs, and like to rent the booth. Plus, like some of these booths back in the day, E3 were so elaborate and cool. To spend all that kind of money to get that done.
Yeah. I mean, so why not just make E3 into like an indie showcase where you have like 3 days where people can come and they can see all these cool indie developers and all the games that they're coming out with, and the same with mobile gaming. And then obviously you're going to have your Xbox live digital events. Jeff Keighley's going to do his digital event or do a live event. PlayStation's probably going to have a state of play or a digital event. Nintendo, they got their directs. They're going to do their digital events. So, yeah, I understand that the technology has changed, and E3 is never going to be what it used to be. I mean, everybody's saying E3 is dead now. It is from what we used to know of it, I think. But it could morph into something new and something different. And I think to make it more of an indie showcase and with mobile, and then on the side, obviously have at the same time, or maybe a couple of days after or before, have the big live streaming events. And so it'll still be like the big summer event. Not that it's E3 and just, where PlayStation and Microsoft and Nintendo are on the showroom floor. That's never going to happen again. But have the showroom floor, just have a bunch of indie developers there with mobile gaming. And then for the tech side of things, you do the big digital events. Your thoughts?
Yeah, E3 has to change at this point. It's let's be honest. E3 has been going down and down over the last couple of years. Like Sony hasn't been a part of it for a couple of years now, and like E3
you mean it's been in decline.
Yeah,
It's been in decline. Yeah.
Yeah, better word. Yes. E3's been in decline. So, like, Sony cut back from it first years ago, and not only that, E3 has had its controversies. A few years ago, remember, they leaked out all the press info, all the press's contacted him and addresses and all that. Remember, so people's information got leaked.
Yeah.
So some people in press said, "Yeah, I'm not going. My stuff got leaked. I'm not doing that again."
Yeah. Well, and one of the other reasons why they're not going anymore is, well, because of COVID, a lot of games have been pushed back into the future, and they're just not ready to show stuff right now. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you had the constant pressure to put stuff out on the showroom floor and put stuff on the stage and show all of these just pointless cinematic trailers that have nothing to do with the actual in-game gameplay or anything. No gameplay whatsoever. So, I mean, they're just fed up with that, I think. And that's another reason. Mm-hmm.
And the developers were fed up because they'd always have to make demos that they're in there, in-house demos, because they can't release them because people will data mine them. Exactly. You'd have to spend crucial hours and weeks and days and months to get an E3 demo, where that time would have been better spent polishing and getting the game ready for the release later that year or next year or whenever, right? There's always that, like you said, the pressure.
Yep.
This, like, COVID helped accelerate the decline of E3.
Yeah.
I really think.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it stick around, like you said, some online little thing for indies. But like Jeff Keighley's got his indie showcase and stuff like that. So I know indies have their events.
Well, what I'm saying is E3 should just become an indie showcase.
Yeah.
Instead of having PlayStation, Microsoft, and Nintendo on the showroom floor, E3 will become an indie showcase.
Yeah.
Nothing more. Because you're going to have indie developers that are actually going to want to show their products. They're going to want to show their games. And they'll want to have booth space. And that's what goes on out here in Tokyo Game Show. You have like 90% of the booths now that are indie developers and mobile gaming. Period.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you've got, of course, Reed Pop and the ESA. They're still going to work together to of course try to create future E3 events. But I think it's going to have to be, I think, like an indie type of situation, because the big developers are, the big three. I'm going to say, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. They're never coming back because they're just they have their digital showcases now, and that's all it's going to be from now on is digital showcases. So you have the indie event, which is E3, and that can be 3 days or whatever, where people can go in and play indie games and check out the mobile stuff. And then you have all the big digital events for Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo and PC gaming. Because you're going to have a big PC gaming digital showcase as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. Let's go down that route. Like you said, the big three are going to do. They've been doing online events for years, and it's just way better for their budget and budgeting costs and all that. And it's just, you know what, they don't need all that time to hype, because you can set out a tweet a day or two before your event. Sony has done it. Microsoft and Nintendo has done it. People will pay attention. It will spread like wildfire, the news. And if you say, like, we're going to show off, for example, Sony says, we're going to show you off first exclusive gameplay of Spider-Man 2. Yeah. People are going to run and rally to that whenever they're going to show it.
Yeah. But it's all going to be online and digital now, Burley. Yeah.
I am kind of sad for that, because that was one thing I've always wanted to see was go to E3. Like, I would have loved to have gone years ago with the big stuff. Like, 'cause I remember watching footage from the late 90s, the early
Oh,
2000s
yeah,
of
yeah,
E3
Oh,
when
yeah,
they
it
had
was
the
amazing.
giant booths,
Right.
like that stuff. You would have like
Yeah.
you'd wait hours in line to play a demo, but just to see the booths and see that stuff, and talk with some developers and stuff like that. How cool would it?
Yeah, but just think back in the 90s how much it cost compared to 2023.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I mean it to them it's not worth paying for now. They just want to cut costs and they could spend a lot less money and make a digital event. And they're still going to get a lot, as many viewers as there would be people actually showing up at the events. So yeah, just make it an indie showcase for 3 days for E3. People will come. People will come, Ray.
Yeah, no, yeah,
People most definitely will come.
You give a good platform for indies. You be smart and don't go stupid with the costs and budgets. You don't want to pull a G4 where you balloon the budget and do so much stupid stuff where it's like, why do you think you can spend this much?
Yeah. Did you get that reference, Burley? People will come. People will come.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know what movie that's from? Yeah.
Field of Dreams, isn't it?
That's right. Excellent knowledge, Burley, of course. And baseball season just started this week in the United States. So yeah, go San Francisco Giants. Yes, my hometown.
Go the
team
one Canadian team, Toronto Blue Jays.
Well,
I know they ain't gonna win, but
this week the Giants are playing the Yankees in I think in New York. So yeah.
Go Giants.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Burley. Well, there's a product that I'm sure the makers wish they were actually selling more units of now. We got the PlayStation VR 2 sales headed for disaster, analysts claim. So here is the link to that story here. So from PlayStation Lifestyle, I will go ahead and read a little bit of it for you. So International Data Corporation, IDC, claims that PSVR 2 sales will flop and has recommended a price cut should Sony want to avoid a disaster. The company claims that only 270,000 PSVR 2 units will be sold by as of yesterday, March 31st. Speaking to Bloomberg, IDC's Vice President of Data and Analytics, Francisco Geronimo, said that PSVR 2 came at a time of economic uncertainty around the globe. Quote, consumers around the world are facing rising costs of living, rising interest rates, and increasing layoffs, end quote. Geronimo said, quote, VR headsets are not top of mind for most consumers under the current economic climate, end quote. While PSVR 2 does seem like a novelty, Sony has remained optimistic about the headset sales. The company previously basically trashed Bloomberg reports that it was looking to cut PSVR 2's production and has said on numerous occasions that it believes the headset will outpace its predecessor. Reviewers unanimously praised PSVR 2 as a major leap forward in VR, but expressed concerns about its library. So Sony has yet to reveal official sales data. So we're basically going to find out in due course just how well the PSVR 2 has sold. The headset launched on February 22nd for $549.99, Burley. So, I mean, that's the big sticking point there. $549. $550, Burley, for something for a peripheral that costs more than the actual console that has to run it. Yeah, I mean, this thing is going to flop. And I agree with this article. It's headed for disaster, and they must drop the price of this thing. Your thoughts?
Well, who could have predicted this thing was not going to launch well? Not like I've been saying it, and we've been saying it for how many weeks or months?
For months.
Yeah, yes. Like this is the thing. It was just like, yeah, you can let's take out the economy factor. That the economy we're in a worldwide recession. Yeah. Take that off the table. Take that off the table. This thing launched an insane price, €500 in American pricing. $800 over here.
Yeah.
$800.
Yeah.
And that's like the $820
That's
bundle is the one that comes with Horizon and all the stuff you want to charge your controllers and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this thing, they put it at way too high of a cost, no backwards compatibility, a slim picking library, which most of those games are going to get ported to PC and stuff.
Yes.
Because no developer is going to want to go, I'm going to go exclusive PSVR too.
And no Half-Life Alyx at launch.
Yeah, Half-Life Alyx would have.
Yeah,
it would have helped it. I don't know, like it wouldn't have saved it, but it would have got a couple sales in. But this thing is just disaster. Like Sony doesn't want to. I understand Sony's side; they don't want to price cut it because they don't want to take a loss.
But they want
profit. They're eventually going to have to, or they're going to have to bundle like 15 games when you buy the thing. Like
honestly, I mean, this is drastic, and this is never going to happen. And Sony would never do this, but I would drop it to $300. I mean, if you want to sell these units, if you want to get units into people's houses, $300.
So basically, to compete that way, you're down to lower than a meta. I think at that point, that way you got. They're gonna have to. Yeah, they're gonna either have to really cut the pricing. But you know what I think they should be doing? They should be, because they bought what was it, Blue Point Studios, that's in for remasters.
Right.
You got to get them and other studios you have, and get PSVR 1 games coming to PSVR 2.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah.
I'm saying, because like there are people like me that didn't buy the PSVR 1 thinking, okay, I'll just wait for the PSVR 2. I'll get backwards compatibility of the best of both worlds. They screwed up the launch. They are not having it. And it's like, you need to put your effort in there. But I don't even think, even if you slash the price to half and put backwards compatibility, I don't think it's enough. Because the problem is, many people saw with the PSVR 1 of how many cables and all the hassle it is to set up for it. Yeah. And it's like, it's a lot less with the PSVR 2. I'll give them credit there. They did get two cables,
I think.
Yeah.
Or one cable. I don't. Yeah.
One cable. One cable.
Yeah. So.
2 if you're charging it while you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, so they did get that right. But the problem is, like, I live in an apartment, and my apartment, my living room is half my living room and half my office, because I work from home and streaming setup. For me to set this thing up, I got to move stuff in my living room around to play it. And it's not like VR is not like console gaming where, you could play if you've got the time and all that. You could play, do a 4 to 6 hour session. VR, you're going to do maybe like 2 hours max before you're like, okay, I'm getting a headache and all that. Yeah. And then want to put it down and then have to clean up right after. And
it's interesting you bring up the space, because the home market for this peripheral and the home company, for Sony is Japan. And out here in Japan, space is a very limited, a very limited commodity. I mean, space is very, very, small in most apartments and in mansion, or in the West, you would call it a condominium, but a lot of mansion units are too small, to have a lot of space to run, to move around and have the headset on, a VR headset. So I mean, that's the thing about the Switch a long time ago, or with the Wii U and the Wii. A lot of people, it was successful and all, and it's a lot different from the VR situation. But space was something that was a big question mark when it came to people playing with the Wii. Like with Wii Sports and all that.
Because you're waggling and you're going to hit, and like as they had all the warnings, you're going to hit a vase and all that.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, with VR, it's even worse, because you really don't see what's in front of you or to the sides of you, when you have that headset on. And you have such a limited amount of space out here to actually use it. So, yeah, I just don't see it selling well out here in Japan either. You know, it's like Gomon Go Senyen. It's pretty damn expensive. It's you know, more expensive than the the optical disc drive PS5. So I don't know. It's just I just don't see it. I don't see it successful. Like we said before, we've said it many times. This is a niche market. You know, not every single gamer is going to have the money in their wallet to go spend on something like this. Most people that are actually buying it and playing with it are the tech nerds that that have a pretty damn good income that can use that disposable income to buy this thing. And it's VR is a great thing. I mean, I have the first iteration. I have the PSVR, first generation PSVR, and when you put it on, you play things on it. It's really cool. So, I mean, I want VR to succeed, but I just don't think we're at that point yet when it comes to the games and when it comes to the pricing. It's, and there's not much of a, when it comes to actual companies that are actually producing a headset. We only have we have the Meta, we have the what is it, the HTC Vive, we don't have many companies that are making these products yet. So until there's more competition, the pricing is still going to stay very high, I think.
No, yeah. Well, like the high Oculus one.
Yeah.
Just they cut the cost down because they were realizing no one's going to pay. I think it was like $1,400 a headset for a headset. And it's like, no one's going to pay that. Like you said, all this stuff, plus the technology is fully not there. Like,
not yet.
The VR technology is good for where it's at right now. I would give it that. But VR is not where it's at. Like the technology is not.
Give it another 20 years. Give it another 20 years, I think.
Yeah, I would say 20 years.
Yeah.
But my thing is how long is Sony going to support this thing? Is this going to be killed off like the Vita pretty quickly?
Will there be a PSVR 3? I mean, maybe there won't be. I mean, it depends. Yeah.
Or they may realize after this with PSVR 2.
Yeah.
Let's not invest as much on VR right now. Let's hold back for the technology to catch up. Yeah,
that's what they did with Microsoft. That's what they did with the HoloLens. I mean, when that first came out, I mean, they were really pushing it, but it just, it was for a particular market. It wasn't for like the gaming market in a sense. And so they kind of, held back on it. So, we shall see.
They were smart too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see later this year when we do get the sales figures and all. And once we do get to the end of the year and see the final year's sales figures on this, if they're, then we can have the conversation about, are they going to, invest in a PSVR 3 in the future or not? So we shall see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Burley. So let's get to the topic of the show. So our topic of the show, biggest games of April 2023. So, of course, I have a little video compilation of a few of the games that are coming out, some of these biggest games. I don't know, for me, obviously, the biggest game to me is coming at the end of the month, which is Jedi Survivor. That's my number one. My number two, obviously, is Burning Shores, which it's DLC, but it's DLC. Still I'm still calling it a game here. I mean, anytime you get a chance to play Aloy, I mean, that's awesome. So I don't know. So what are your thoughts on the month? I'm going to go ahead and start the trailer here, and we'll talk about them. So the first game here is Meet Your Maker. So this, and it's interesting. We're going to be talking about this later with the PS Plus games. This is actually on PS Plus, but I mean, what do you think of the games for April, Burley?
April is a very interesting month. Like this Meet Your Maker, it is launching into PS Plus, as you said. So this is one I've seen from we've seen from trailers. Like, yeah, you know what? I will try this out. How much I will sit and actually play it, don't know. Because this is the kind of game this could either be really, really I have a lot of fun with, or this could be like I put 4 hours in and I'm like, okay, I've experienced what I wanted. It's okay. I'm not going to touch this again. But we do have we've got some good games. We've got DLC. We've actually gotten a few games that have already come out, but that came out like on 1 or 2 platforms are now getting released on more platforms this month. Because we recently just got Live Alive is coming. I think it was April 27th to PS4, PS5, and Steam.
Right.
So if you didn't you don't have a Switch, but you wanted to play it, you got a chance.
Yeah. So Meet Your Makers on April 4th. Another game that I don't have in this trailer, but it comes out on the 6th, Curse of the Sea Rats. So that looks like a pretty interesting, like a kind of Ratovania in a sense.
Oh yes,
but it's an action platformer. So I mean that. Go ahead, Burley. Yeah,
I was gonna say that one does look like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but I know because it is a Metroidvania, you're gonna get to those points where it's gonna get real tough.
Yeah, and then on April 6th, we have Everspace 2, which is coming, and I think we're gonna see some of the parts of the trailer on that one as well. So
you've got it back at the other screen where it's saying biggest games of April, not the trailer showing. Okay.
Yeah. So it's coming up here. It's coming up. So I mean, that's coming, and also we've got EA Sports PGA Tour. So people that are into golf. That comes out on April 7th. So here's the Everspace. So a lot of people were really into the first Everspace game, particularly on PC. But so this one is going to be coming out first on PC, and then it's going to be coming out for console later in the summer, I think it is. So PC players will be able to explore gorgeous galaxy teeming with danger, puzzles, and new worlds. So interesting there. So some of the other games, Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened comes on April 11th. Tron Identity comes out on April 11th, and we're going to be talking about this games later as the month progresses, of course. But Ghostwire Tokyo, which is not a new game, it's coming April 12th, as well as the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection.
That's just a collection, but it is nice to see. Yeah. It is nice to see. I will give them Capcom credit. They are giving a lot of features that the Japanese versions of the games that us in North America never got. So I do give them credit, and nice to see that they're adding all that kind of bells and whistles to it. Yeah.
Minecraft Legends. We're going to see a little bit of that trailer here in a second. That's going to be coming up. That comes out on the 18th. So, a lot of people are probably looking forward to that because, especially out here in Japan, there's a lot of kids that love to play Minecraft. So,
Minecraft is huge out here, and I think Dungeons did pretty well. The Dungeons game they did, I did play it, and it wasn't bad. It was just nothing for me. Nothing that I like. That was one of the first games I actually ever tried on Game Pass. Yeah, it was like, okay, let's try this. Oh, cool.
Yeah, so Everspace 2, it looks pretty good. So if you're a PC gamer, it's coming out soon. So then for console gamers in the summer. So another game, the League of Legends story, The Mage Seeker, coming out on April 18th.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was coming this month.
Yeah. So it'll be available on Switch, PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One. Interesting. And then, of course, Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores. That's going to be coming out on the 19th, and we're going to be seeing a little bit of that as well.
That's something I'm really looking forward to. And I like the DLC for Zero Dawn. What was it? I'm blanking on the name. The DLC they did for Zero Dawn, but it was
Frozen Wilds. Yes,
Frozen Wilds. Thank you.
Yes.
That was really good. So you know what?
Mhm.
Let's see where they're going to take it here,
hmm
and see if we're going to actually get any of the character silence that was played by Lance Reddick.
Yes, the late Lance Reddick. Yes.
Reddick, yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. So anyway, I'll read a little bit about Minecraft Legends here. So yes, Minecraft Legends reimagines Mojang's blocky world as an action strategy game in which you explore various biomes that are inhabited by other players. Teamwork makes the dream work as you and your allies deal with piglins. But you'll have plenty of resources, weapons, and allies to help you deal with the menacing critters when they arrive to lay siege to your world. So, yeah. So on April 18th. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Yeah.
It does look good. I will try this out.
Yeah. 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 So yeah, a lot of multiplayer aspects to this. Yeah. So challenging your friends and all.
No.
So, yeah. Looks pretty cool. Yeah. Yes. Piglins. Yeah, there you go. Coming on the 18th. So, good stuff.
Oh, the creeper. Exploding creepers. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
There you
Good
go.
stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think this is going to do really well out here in Japan.
Oh,
I think.
I think it's just overall do well. I can see this being being very popular on Twitch actually, and other streaming platforms.
Yeah, but especially on like the Switch. I mean, when this comes to the Switch, it's gonna sell like hotcakes out here. So yeah, a lot of kids love to play Minecraft. So yeah, but yeah, I think next up is the Burning Shores DLC we're gonna see here. There we are.
Yeah.
So more than a year after Horizon Forbidden West continued Aloy's story, Burning Shores adds another chapter to the saga. This time, Aloy is pursuing a sinister new threat to the planet, venturing south of the Tanakath clan lands into a futuristic version of LA that has been transformed by millennia of volcanic eruptions and violent seismic activity into a treacherous archipelago. For PS4 fans of Horizon, bad news. Burning Shores will be a PS5 exclusive expansion. So you need to get your hands on the newer Sony console if you want to continue Aloy's journey. I just don't agree with that, man. I think that they should put it on PS4 as well. If you could play, Forbidden West on PS4, you should be able to play this on PS4 as well. So.
Yeah, I think they should have, but this is nothing new, unfortunately. Like, remember Final Fantasy VII Remake came on PS4.
Yeah,
a year or two later, you had the DLC integrate PS5 only. Yeah. I wish it wasn't like this because this divides the fan base.
Yeah,
and because I know someone that was like, I told them they didn't realize the DLC, and they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah, but bad news, you only got a PS4, you can't play it."
Yeah,
and they're like, "Ugh."
Yeah. Yeah.
But new machines, and I'm guessing a new part of the world to explore. Cannot wait. This is something I'm going to be. This is a day one buy for me. Streaming this, I'm going to have so much fun because I love Forbidden West and just have more of it.
Hey, I might stream this myself, Burley. I might stream this one. Who knows? Yeah,
nice.
We'll see, but. Yeah, depending on all the content that we're doing over here on the Arena Productions, so lots of content. Yeah, so some of the familiar characters, of course. Yeah, so yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it's like I love in the trailer there where it's like that, that machine is just destroying the Hollywood sign. Yeah. So it's good stuff.
Oh, you don't love Hollywood?
Hollywood's an interesting area now. Yeah. I've been there many times, Burley, believe me. Yes.
I know.
Yeah. Well, especially when I had to go, play basketball at UCLA. So Westwood is not very far away from Hollywood. So Hollywood and Burbank. So yeah. A lot of the in Burbank, actually, a lot of the TV shows are filmed, live. Yeah. Okay, so we're finally getting this one, Burley.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're finally getting this one. Dead Island 2. So, more than a decade after the original game introduced audiences to a Club Dead resort experience, Dead Island 2 is finally ready to rise from its grave in April. Taking a more linear approach, mixing in procedurally generated flesh systems, and stranding you in a gore-drenched version of LA. Speaking of LA, Burley, you'll be able to slice, smash, and burn your way through environments crawling with zombie hordes in this long in development sequel. And we mean long in development. Yes. So Paradise meets Hell, Burley.
Yeah, I can't believe it's actually kind of finally coming out. 10 years, I know this game has had a lot of starts and stops and the whole Dying Light controversy.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting because I did play the first game. Yeah. So what are they going to add? Because we've seen bits of it, but we haven't seen that much.
Right.
So what are we going to get added to this that's going to make it be like, ooh,
the Romeros.
Of course I was going to say you had to put Romero's name in there.
Yeah. It's not the Sopranos, it's the Romeros. Yeah. There you go.
This one, I know a few people are really, really excited for this, so I'll be checking out their footage and what they think of it. This is one I'll be honest, I have no desire day one to buy.
Yeah. Yeah, it just looks a lot like the first Dying Light game. Yeah.
Really graphically updating the first game.
Yeah, we shall see.
And adding more options for combat.
Yeah. For all of you audio listeners, I'm laughing because some of the scenes that they're showing here, some of the gory graphic images. You can do to the zombies and everything. It's just
Wolverine like claws here. Oh god! So I'm glad they're not taking this seriously and they're going for the fun of it and and the cheese. I do commend them there.
Yeah. Making it a little bit like The Last of Us there. Yeah.
Okay. What the heck? Am I becoming a zombie here and getting zombie powers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is this? I mean, are you able to play a zombie in this game? Who knows? I guess.
I guess, or you get some kind of you're not a full zombie. You just have some of the aggression of a zombie.
Right.
Something like that. I'm taking a stab here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. They came out with a pretty long trailer here. Yeah. So a lot of the gameplay and some of the trailer footage here is pretty brutal. But then again, I mean, it's a zombie game. What zombie game is not brutal?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. modern day zombie games, they're all brutal. Yeah, you'd have to go to back the NES and the Super Nintendo days, kind of thing.
Yeah. So, some of the other games I'm going to mention here. Of course, Coffee Talk comes out on April 20th. So a lo-fi gaming experience. You can warm up your coffee machine, pull up a chair, and get ready to lend an ear to customers in need of a heart-to-heart chat. Got that coming. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp on the 21st. It's also coming out. Yeah. The Last Case of Benedict Fox coming on the 27th. So, Now, here's the big one, Burley. This is, I think, the game of the month right here.
I agree with you. This
Jedi
is a
Survivor.
Game I'm definitely picking up and definitely streaming.
Yep. So back in sporting the grittiest of beards, Cal Kestis is ready to take the fight to the Empire in the first sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Survivor doesn't look like it'll stray too far from the action-adventure template that it set back in 2019. but with more lightsaber combat options, several quality of life updates, and no shortage of battle droids to cut down, Respawn's sequel is shaping up to deliver a great adventure that's not too far away. Comes on April 28th. Yeah. So yeah, and it's cool. I don't know. I don't think they show it in this trailer, but he gets the lightsaber with kind of like the Kylo Ren type of lightsaber with the two points on the sides, that come out as well. So
yeah, I can't remember if it is in this one or not.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, the first game, I loved it so much. It was such a great game.
Yeah.
So, and the good on them on the trailers. They haven't shown too much. They don't play the game of we show you the dang game, the whole game, and you can infer everything.
Right.
They show you just enough of the combat and showing you there's some new stuff and showing you new and old returning characters.
Yeah.
And it's like, great. I can't wait to see where the story's going to go and just how everything's going to play out and what new abilities you're going to get. Because what new force powers we get.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good stuff, man. Yeah. Really looking forward to it.
Cal may run into some Mandalorians.
You never know. This is
Pedro
the way,
Pascal
right?
cameo.
This is the way, right?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe or Bo-Katan. The way things are going now, it's the Bo-Katan Kreese show. So yeah, you can check out our Star Wars Republic show here on the Arena Productions. You'll know what we're talking about there. So, all right. So that was our topic of the show. So a lot of games coming in April. A lot of good times coming ahead for us. So whether it's chopping off zombie heads or or of course the Minecraft game, or of course Minecraft Legends, of course, or of course flying with Aloy in Horizon Burning Shores, or of course Jedi Fallen Order as a sequel, of course Jedi Survivor. A lot of games coming in April, folks. So so we'll be covering them for you, obviously. So all right. And with that, it's time to talk about our picks of the week for the week of April 3rd through the 9th. So you can go and check out all of the games, upcoming new game releases on releases.com. I will leave the link below here for you. So you can go and check those out for the month of April. So, but we're focusing on April 3rd through the 9th here. So, Burley, I will go first. My pick of the week, and we just talked about this during the topic of the show. The first game we talked about, Meet Your Maker. So Meet Your Maker. So in this game, you are the custodian of the Chimera, a living experiment created as a last resort to save life on Earth. Enter a tactical battle for the planet's most coveted resource and the key to your Chimera's evolution. Pure genetic material. Construct and fortify brutal outposts to extract and guard your Ginmat. Infiltrate and outsmart other players' outposts to gather more. Adapt, upgrade, and evolve, or die trying. Build a maze of devious death traps designed to lure, outwit, and kill trespassing players. So combine a huge array of customizable blocks, traps, and guards. Pre-record custom patrol paths for your guards with the innovative AI recording system. So share your outposts and watch other players take them on. Reap rewards from those who die. Learn how to strengthen your creation from those who live. And never lose progress or resources by being raided. Yes. So it comes out on April 4th. So PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S. So yeah. So Meet Your Maker. So it's interesting. We don't see much gameplay though here. It looks like just a bunch of cinematic trailer stuff, but the premise of the game looks cool though, and it looks interesting. So seems interesting to me. So
I do love the little jokes they're doing with the temp 6, temp 7.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah. So and it comes out, of course, and we're going to talk about the PS Plus games. It's one of the PS Plus games for the month of April. So if you have PS Plus, you'll be able to play this day one as well. So, yeah. So upgrade. Meet Your Maker. April 4th. All right, Burley, you are up next. What do you got for us for this week? What's your pick?
My pick of the week is Fire Emblem Engage Expansion Pass Wave 4. Continue your journey on the continent of Ilios with the Wave 4 of Fire Emblem Engage Pass DLC. Additional content including new characters, maps, and the Fel Xenologue story scenario await. So unlike a lot of the other DLCs where it's just been previous characters from previous games, this is brand new characters, new story content. So it's like great.
Nice.
Since I've been really enjoying the game so far, it's like why not get some more brand new content in?
Yeah. It looks pretty for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Coming Tuesday, April 4th, same day as Meet Your Maker.
Nice.
So I'm gonna have a struggle. I'm gonna have the dual sets in one hand and the Switch in another.
No, you're gonna play this, Burley. I'll play Meet Your Maker. So
okay.
I'll play that and check it out. Yeah.
When
I get some extra time. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming up for me this coming week, and I'm gonna talk about that soon here before we finish up the episode. But yeah, so hopefully I'll get a little bit of gaming time in this week. I hope. So
you do too, man.
Yeah. So yeah, because last week the Bad Batch, Star Wars: The Bad Batch finished, so I put those episodes up on the channel. And then, of course, we're doing Mandalorian still. Of course, Star Trek Picard. So busy with those episodes. So, as well as getting the content ready for this show and everything else.
Yep.
So, yeah, combat looks cool in here. So, as well.
Oh yeah, the combat, everything flows really well. Like they really took their time and updated from three houses. Three houses. I had a lot of fun with three houses. The three houses you had it just was slow to load into the game and had the long load times and stuff like that. They've improved it much by a lot in Fire Emblem Engage.
Nice. All right. So next up, Burley. So we got the PS Plus games for April. So let's go ahead and check them out and let all our of course our viewers and listeners know what we're getting from PlayStation Plus this month.
Alrighty, so PS Plus for April, for the Essential, we are getting Sackboy: A Big Adventure, which was one of actually the first launched in with PS5. It's coming to PS5 and PS4. This is a different kind of Sackboy, different from the Little Big Planet games. This is actually a platformer adventure story game. I highly actually recommend it. I had a lot of fun. I picked this up, streamed the game years ago. I had a lot of fun with it.
Nice. Yeah, this footage here is captured on the PS5, of course. So
yeah,
it looks pretty for sure. Yes.
Oh yeah. No, it's pretty. Cool little power-ups, and like a Little Big Planet, you can customize your Sackboy, get the different costumes and all that.
Yeah.
Different variations.
Yeah.
If you love platformers, pick it up.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
Or in this case, if you've got PS Plus Essentials,
yeah,
give yourself a download. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah. So yeah, the art style in this reminds me of the game that won Game of the Year the year before. So not last year, but the year before. You know the game I'm talking about, right, Burley? It's like the co-op game.
Oh, It Takes Two.
That's right. Yes. Yep.
Alrighty, and the real big one, Meet Your Maker.
Yep. My pick of the week.
Day one release. It's coming to both PS5 and PS4 on PS Plus Essential. So, which is, hey, you don't even need a PS5 to play this. If you've got a PS4 and PS Plus Essentials, you get the PS4 copy as well. Yeah. So, which is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
I mean, this is mostly cinematic trailer stuff. So, I mean, I'm interested to see what the actual gameplay looks like. Or this is gameplay here, so a
Yeah,
little
this
bit
is
of it.
gameplay.
Yeah, looks fun.
Oh.
Yeah,
No, I know I'm gonna have some fun on this.
it
when
could
I
be pretty
eventually do-
challenging though. Yeah,
Oh, I know I'm gonna. Oh, I know I'm gonna like die a million times in this game.
Yeah.
And that's without
Probably not a
including
million,
extreme
Burley.
loots.
probably like 20 or 30 times. Okay, and then the next one. Yeah.
The final one, Tales of Iron, coming to both PS4 and PS5. I really do like this art style. This game is a game that's been out for a few years. I believe it was also on Game Pass at one point too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a Metroidvania styled game.
Mm-hmm. And who's the developer?
Good question. Tales of Iron. Yeah, because the one link I have doesn't have the developer. Give me 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Tales of Iron. It was developed by Odd Bug Studio. Came out
Nice.
in September of 2021.
Nice.
Yeah, this is one I will definitely grab the game because it's on PS Plus, but it's one I definitely, when I get some time, download and try.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting that Meet Your Maker is a day one. Usually we don't get day one games on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah,
So,
and that was just that was.
Go ahead.
That was just. I was going to say that was just announced like a few weeks ago. That was a day one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All righty. So, and there's good old Zelda and Link there again. So, riding away. Bye, Link.
Yeah.
I just had to throw that in there one last time.
I was going to say
Link just riding away. All right.
The deal you made with Nintendo, you have to at the end show.
Yeah, I guess. All right, so it's time to talk about the games that we're going to be playing this next week. I'm going to try Meet Your Maker, probably a little bit of that, and then I'm still gonna, mess around with, of course, Horizon Forbidden West. Continue playing with that until Burning Shores comes out. But Meet Your Maker, I want to definitely try that this week, and hopefully I'll have a few things to say about it in the next episode. And how about you, Burley? What about you for this week? So the Fire Emblem. Yeah.
Well, Fire Emblem on my personal time, I'll be continuing playing that, and definitely eventually pick up that. Got to pick up that DLC, see that content. But for stream wise, it will be RE4 Remake and Breath of the Wild. But actually, I've also next week what launches isn't a game but a movie off a base of a video game. The Mario movie comes out on the Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
I bought my ticket. I can go see it on Wednesday night.
Cool. All right, so some programming notes. We are going to be off next week. So our next episode 129, will be on April 15th at the same time that we usually start here on Saturday, which is 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So next week, or this coming week, I'm going to be hopefully getting out to Akihabara and making some videos for you all here on the Arena Productions. So stay tuned for those. So I'm excited to get back out to Akihabara. I haven't been out there since COVID. So, the last time I was out there was pre-COVID time. So I'm really looking forward to going out there again and, making some videos for you all. So I'll be throwing them up into the Arena Productions and into the Expat files. So, and I'll probably make some shorts clips as well. So stay tuned for those next week. I will be going out there hopefully sometime during the week. So there will be no episode of the Arena next Saturday. So we will be back on April 15th with our next regularly regular weekly episode of the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast. Okay, so with that said, it's time for our indie recording artist spotlight to end the show. So this week's spotlight is on Kadir Demir. Working out of Copenhagen, modern classical composer Kadir Demir creates highly unique and eclectic music using a broad assortment of instruments with tonal influences from both East and West. He composes music for soundtracks, documentaries, short films, TV, and video games, from the title song of his album called Blooming Cherry, which in Japanese means sakura. So the sakura are in full bloom out here in Japan now. So it's during spring break. It's a really cool thing to go out and view. So hope you can get a chance to come out here to Japan during the springtime and experience that at some point. So anyway,
one day too.
Yeah. So anyway, this has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 128. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burleman Gaming. We hope to catch you in the next episode on April 15th, everyone. So take care and enjoy the outro, everyone. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.